Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holy Community Oceania Hundoke, together with Rev Yutaka Yamada. Today is Saturday, the 28th of June 2025, or the 4th of June in the 13th year of Chongalguk. Thank you all for coming, and let's begin with a bow to our true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, Chanji Champuninge, Chombe, Pagawal. And let's recite our family pledge, both in Korean and English.
가전맨세 2. 전국 주인 우리 가족은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님을 모시어 전주의 대표적 가정이 되며 중심적 가정이 되어 가정에서는 효자, 국가에서는 춘신, 세계에서는 성인, 천주에서는 선자의 가정의 도리를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 2. Our family, the owner of Chongalguk, pledges to represent and become central to heaven and earth by attending the Heavenly Parent and True Parents. We pledge to perfect the dutiful family way of filial sons and daughters in our family, patriots in our nation, saints in the world, and divine sons and daughters in heaven and on earth by centering on true love. Thank you, and I'd like to share again Mother's prayer that she gave during the blessing in 2023. Beloved Heavenly Parent, for 6,000 years, Heavenly Parent, you have walked a strenuous course, searching for your lost children. Today, after the passing of that 6,000 years, many blessed sons and daughters whom you can embrace in your bosom have been born through the true parents on earth. It is an unprecedented occasion, not only in providential history, but also in human history, as you, Heavenly Parent, preside directly on earth today, as you have dreamed of doing, and especially on this land, over the blessing of more than 8,000 couples, good men and women and blessed couples, here at the Peace World Centre and in 150 countries. When we consider that this is a blessing day that you, Heavenly Parent, are directly presiding over, we thank you, Heavenly Parent. We offer you our thanks from a heart of deep gratitude. Please remember True Parents' arduous journey. This will be the day of the dedication of Chongwon-gung and Chongyol Sanctum, where we can attend you, Heavenly Parent. Our Heavenly Parent, we thank you. We offer you our gratitude, Heavenly Parent. Please accept this joy and glory. I pray that all 8,000 couples who are receiving the blessing today will fulfill their responsibility. Let them guide the 8 billion people of the world to Heavenly Parent's bosom in the shortest possible time, so that they can become couples whom you will remember and be proud of, and in whom you will have increasing hope. Please grant them your wisdom and capability. We pledge that they will become proud, blessed couples of Chongalguk, who will, without fail, accomplish their dutiful path as filial sons and daughters and loyal subjects in front of you, Heavenly Parent, and so please accept them with joy. In True Parent's name we pray and proclaim these words, Arju. Thank you. Let's give a warm welcome to Reverend Yutaka as he shares this morning. Thank you.
Good morning, our brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining today's morning Hundoke. Today is a Saturday, so almost end of week and end of 1 month. How was this week and how was the month of June and already ending for 6 months of 2025? So there are so many things during the 6 months time period. So let's reflect well and prepare for the next 6 months. and to offer the victory to our Heavenly Parent and true parents. Thank you for joining all the time. Thank you for offering the special Johnson condition. I'd like to share some photo. So this photo is the Chanukuk Holy Sacrament photos. So now Trimada is wishing to conduct the Holy Sacrament, but still now the trial, the pilot process time period. So each continent, several churches are chosen and they try to do these things. So in Oceania case, Sydney Church community and the Solomon Island Honiara are chosen to do these things. So both uh, church conducted last Sunday to do these things. So I show photo. You can see this is Sydney community side last Sunday, and this meaning, of course, Catholic or Orthodox or several religions have a similar tradition, but this Trumada's guidance is this: if we fulfill the one family under God, our Heavenly Parent's ideal of creation, the original relationship with Heavenly Parent and all humanity is the parent and child relationship. And parent and child come together and share the food and share the happiness. That's why this Holy Sacrament meaning is these things. How to connect the artistic relationship with Heavenly Parent and all the brothers and sisters. So share the food and return the happiness and joy to our Heavenly Parent. That's why we are conducting these things. So in Korean case, they have a one big rice cake and share this food to all brothers and sisters. And Sydney side, we tried to use these things, crouton or some bread, right? Then we share these things. So you can see officiator and the several representative come in front of the people and also say to offer the attending our Holy Mother Han or return the happiness to Holy Mother Han. So those things we are doing the things. So each family member receive this food and eat together. So this one happened the last Sunday. So still we are doing just trial time period. So every week, every month, or we will do only the holiday time period. Still we are adjusting or adjustment time period. But through the things, surely around October, this will be announced to all over the world as the new tradition. So let's pray and let's understand the real meaning of those ceremony. So we can see how to attend our Heavenly Parents, Three Parents, and our Holy Mother Han. And also Haley gave the testimony, and also missionary also shared the Holy choir last Sunday. So this is the Australia. So this is a Solomon Island. So Solomon Island case, just use the same things like Catholic, right? Is it correct? Yes, they use these things. So officiator and the representative of the Blessed Family gather together and share the food. So you can see all Solomon Island brothers and sisters and tried. So I heard they are so much inspired, even they are thinking to do that every first Sunday of the month. So this is a suggestion from Solomon Island. And now each country is doing in Philippines, Thailand, Nepal, or even Africa, Europe, America. Then finally, those feedback is going to Chamuon and it will be conducted. So if you have some opinion, if you have some feedback, please share to do the things. So depends, really, many people are so much inspired or many people have suggestion. So this is a good time period. Let's pray and success together. Okay. So this one is last night we offered a transmission prayer. This is from Sydney Church. Thank you for joining the prayer yesterday. So transmission prayer was so much inspired time period. So it was so much great. This is New Zealand side. Thank you, New Zealand, to join transmission prayer, and Marshall Island, and also Palau. So we continuously offer the chanson and connect with our Heavenly Parent and True Parents. And Sydney side today, we are organizing about family and friends fun dream day. So in order to guide the new member, we are opening those witnessing seminars. So it will be interesting or inspired program. So anyone can join these things, and even another center or another country, you can learn from each center or each nation's good program. So let's communicate together and develop together. Okay? So anyway, thank you all brothers and sisters to attend today. So today we will continue to read the value of true parents in heaven's providence, and the chapter 6, the central providence for the farm settlement of Chanikuk. So today is the last part of chapter 6. Then next week we will do the final chapter, chapter 7, conclusion. So this Champumoron, the body of true parents in heaven's providence, we are studying from beginning until the end. Then we can see more essence and content. Then finally, we should combine those Champumoron, the core point plus divine principle contents. Then we can share these contents to new guests and brothers and sisters, and also our young peoples. So we can study until the end, and we can also reflect well. Okay, so let's continue to study today. So Mrs. Layton, please.
6. A heavenly unified Korea and a heavenly unified world. 1. Why we need a heavenly unified Korea and heavenly unified world. The realization of a heavenly unified Korea is an urgent providence that blessed families must complete to accomplish the Chongguk ideal, a world of peace, one family of humankind centered on Heavenly Parent. A heavenly unified Korea that attains Heavenly Parent should be heaven-centered rather than human-centered, and can only be realized when Korea attains Heavenly Parent and True Parents as its center. A heavenly unified Korea is the chosen Korean people uniting with True Mother, the only begotten daughter.
Yes, thank you. So first of all, this sentence has been starting by the question. So please think together. Why we need a heavenly unified Korea and heavenly unified world? What do you think? Why we need a heavenly unified Korea and heavenly unified world? So it says that heavenly unified Korea that attains Heavenly Parent should be heaven-centered rather than human-centered, and can only be realized when Korea attains Heavenly Parent and True Parents as its center. Heavenly unified Korea is the chosen Korean people uniting with True Mother, the only begotten daughter. So there are so many nations in the world, but among those nations, this Korea is the nation which was prepared by God and guided by God, and the nation where the only begotten daughter or true mother was born and true parents emerged. So in this meaning, as the central nation, or a nation which is centered of heaven, Korean race, Korean people have to unite with mother and have to stand well. That's why this heavenly unified Korea is important, because that much prepared nation by God, and the nation for only begotten daughter, nation for our true parents. Please.
At a conference in Busan in 2018, True Parents asked participants, wouldn't you like to redraw the map of Korea to make it into a heavenly unified Korea? At the 2019 National Prayer Meeting for opening the era of heavenly unified Korea, True Parents emphasized that Heavenly Parent must be the owner of a unified Korea. This nation must fulfill its responsibility as Heaven's chosen people. If this nation fails to fulfill its responsibilities, it will pay indemnity and drift away. As a people whom Heaven has blessed, they must not miss the time in which the providence is to be completed.
Thank you. So, how sad is this division of Korean Peninsula, and how important is the unification of the Korean Peninsula in order for welcoming Heavenly Parent and stand as the heavens nation or prepared nation. It's not enough only by the South Korea. This South and North Korea have to be united as the one nation on the Korean Peninsula and have to stand as the heavenly unified Korea. This is the role and mission of the chosen nation, Korea. Please.
To achieve a heavenly unified Korea, a movement to let people know Heavenly Parent's essence so they can properly attend Heavenly Parent must be conducted. The progression to knowing and attending Heavenly Parent began with the announcement of Heavenly Japan at the 2017 Osaka rally. In 2018, with the proclamation of Heavenly Korea and the Heavenly United States, the providence to attend Heavenly Parent expanded to the continental level. As this providence expands worldwide, it leads into the providence for the settlement of a heavenly unified world.
Yes, that's why this Korea is not standing or should not be standing as just Korean nation alone or by itself. Korea is a nation where Heavenly Parent prepared, and this nation have to stand centering on Heavenly Parent. That's why Mother is emphasizing that this Korean nation should become the heavenly unified Korea, and where will it be connected? This heavenly unified Korea will be connected to heavenly Japan, heavenly America, heavenly Oceania, heavenly Asian Pacific, and it will be connected to the heavenly unified world. Please.
A heavenly unified world means a global family community of humankind based on interdependence, mutual prosperity, and universally shared values, with Heavenly Parent at the center. The purpose of True Parents' Providence, preparing for a heavenly unified world, is to create the environment for a heavenly unified Korea. The reason True Parents guided the global providence from the United States for some 40 years was to prepare the environment to fulfill the dream of a heavenly unified Korea.
Yes, so this is the path to go forward, go toward the heavenly unified Korea or heavenly unified world. So I will read this paragraph again. A heavenly unified world means a global family community of humankind based on interdependence, mutual prosperity, and universal shared values, with Heavenly Parent at the center. The purpose of True Parents' Providence, preparing for a heavenly unified world, is to create the environment for a heavenly unified Korea. The reason True Parents guided the global providence from the United States for some 40 years was to prepare the environment to fulfill the dream of a heavenly unified Korea. So we can see such meaning and hope are being placed on the unification of the Korean Peninsula. So this both sides, there are providence. In order to fulfill the Korean Peninsula unification, True Parents prepared, invested so many providence in the world level and tried to bring the world foundation to Korean Peninsula. And in the same time, Korean Providence to expand to the world Providence. So the Heavenly Unified Korea and Heavenly Unified World, these are going together. Please. Wait, please.
2. The Heavenly Unification Movement under Heavenly Parents Holy Community. In 2020, at the special gathering for the 60th anniversary of True Parents' Holy Wedding, True Mother announced Heavenly Parents Holy Community, an expansive community where all people can gather under one flag centered on Heavenly Parent. All of the providential and peace NGOs, including the Family Federation, the Universal Peace Federation, the Women's Federation, and Wengo, are developing a heavenly unification movement within Heavenly Parents' holy community, with Heavenly Parent at the center.
Yes. Yesterday we shared about this story of Heavenly Parents Holy Community. So there is heaven's vision and will in this place. All organizations have to unite into one under one umbrella of Heavenly Parents Holy Community and go forward. Please.
True Mother emphasized that this holy community must establish two pillars to realize the dream of one family of humankind under Heavenly Parent. Family Federation works toward the dream through the True Family Blessing Movement, and UPF works through the Heavenly Unification Movement centered on Goddism, Headwind Thought. The national level realization of this dream in Korea is the settlement of a heavenly unified Korea, and its global realization is the settlement of a heavenly unified world.
Yes, the Mother emphasized that this holy community must establish two pillars to realize the dream of one family of humankind under Heavenly Parent. This is the vision and this is our aim to go and to do the things. And in order to do this vision, how to guide the providence. It said that True Family Blessing Movement and movement centered on Godism, Headwind Thought, these are important part. So in order to fulfill the dream, we have to fulfill the things in each levels. So this emphasizing two pillars. So based on these things, now also the new organization, the Cheonmuwon or the Cheonilguk Central Administration are established. So now the central things is the Cheonmuwon, the Cheonilguk Central Administration, and also Family Federation, and all organization is under this umbrella. Oops.
To realize the peace vision of interdependence, mutual prosperity, and universally shared values, True Mother has comprehensively developed transnational peace movements with world leaders centered on the Universal Peace Federation, UPF. This included the 2019 founding of the International Summit Council for Peace, ISCP, with more than 50 current and former heads of state, and the 2016 inauguration of the International Association of Parliamentarians for Peace, IAPP, at the Korean National Assembly. Based on these initiatives, world summits have been held periodically as forums for national leaders to discuss the concrete realization of a heavenly unified Korea and heavenly unified world.
Yes, when we see the providential development from 2013, we can see many social activity were happened centering on the Universal Peace Federation. The 8 associations were established and to develop in each the professional field and to create the relationship with each leaders and also develop in order to fulfill this vision. So UPF, ISCP, IAPP, or more IAED or IMAP, or there are 8 associations are established. Please.
A world of peace with Heavenly Parent at the center cannot be established by political leaders alone, but also requires the involvement of religious leaders who address the spiritual aspects of life, working together in harmony. True Mother inaugurated the Interreligious Association for Peace and Development, IAPD, in 2017 and has guided its activities so that religious leaders could pursue essential values beyond religious barriers and work toward the realization of lasting world peace. True Mother has worked to build a heavenly unified Korea and heavenly unified world centered on interdependence, mutual prosperity, and universal values through the solidarity of business leaders, academics, and media professionals.
Yes, in order to fulfill the heaven's providence, the mother is educating the or leader of the field and is guiding continuously. IAPD is the movement for interfaith, and there is media, business, art, culture, or academia. So there are many professional things. Please.
Heavenly Parent is the parent of all the people and has a dream of living together with them on earth through the true parents. True parents are the ones who make Heavenly Parent's dream a reality. Heavenly Parent, in oneness with true parents, is creating Heavenly Parent's holy community and reaching out to all people on earth. Those who receive Heavenly Parent's invitation can be reborn as Heavenly Parent's children by participating in Heavenly Parent's holy community. This brings to reality Heavenly Parent's dream of living together in oneness with humankind, Heavenly Parent's sons and daughters. True Father and True Mother are one. True parents have achieved ultimate unity, reaching the place of oneness of heart, body, and mindset, and oneness in harmony.
So Heavenly Parent's dream is clear. Heavenly Parent is the parent of all the people and has a dream of living together with them on earth through the true parents. That's why, in order to fulfill the things, true parents is organizing the all providential activity in each field and try to the righteous or prepared person and to create the one family under God, one family under our Heavenly Parent. So Heavenly Parents Holy Community will be the umbrella of all organizations. And also, True Father and True Mother are one. True parents have achieved ultimate unity, reaching the place of oneness of heart, body, and mindset, and oneness in harmony. True Father's or True Mother's aim and the target is the same, to fulfill the Heavenly Parent dream, and until now, continuously, True parents are going this path together. Even Father went to the spiritual world. True Mother is continuing to carry on to fulfill this heaven's dream and heaven's providence. Please.
If True Father came to us at this moment, what would he say? True Father, who achieved final unity with True Mother, would urge us, become one with Mother, attend Mother well. At the 20th anniversary of the founding of the Women's Federation for World Peace in 2012, True Father left what seemed like his last message for us. Let's live together, he said. Let's live together even if there's no food. Even if all we can do is draw pictures of the food we like and feast with our eyes, let's live together. True Father's overwhelming desire was to live even one day attending Heavenly Parent in a heavenly unified Korea, in Heavenly Parent's homeland and hometown. Heaven is where the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind live together in loving harmony with their sons and daughters.
Thank you. So if True Father came to us at this moment, what would he say? So we should think this question also sincerely. Even now he went to the spiritual world, but what is his cherished hope and dream. You can see, let's live together, he said. Let's live together even if there's no food, even if all we can do is draw a picture of the food we like and feast with our eyes. Let's live together. So, Father was also wished to live together, to welcome our Heavenly Parent, and to live together with all humanity, our brothers and sisters. After he went to the spiritual world, who did he give? Did he wish to continue or carry on this providence? This person is our true mother. So now, true mother is on this earth as the true parents. That's why the providence of true parents can be continued. So it says that true father's overwhelming desire was to live even one day, attending Heavenly Parent in a heavenly unified Korea, in Heavenly Parent's homeland and hometown. Heaven is where the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind live together in loving harmony with their sons and daughters. This is the dream of our true father, and in order to fulfill this dream, true mother is going this way with offering the whole life. So this is the final slide today, please.
Heavenly Parents' dream is living in the kingdom of heaven on earth in oneness with true parents and their sons and daughters. True parents' dream is living together, even for just one day, in Chongugu. If we become sons and daughters who resolve to be discovered as the small needles who can help realize that dream, true parents will send us a happy smile.
Yes. So this is the final content. I will read again. Heavenly Parent dream is living in the kingdom of heaven on earth in oneness with true parents and their sons and daughters. True parents' dream is living together even for just one day in Chonikuk. If we become sons and daughters who resolve to be discovered as the small needles who can help realize that dream, true parents will send us a happy smile. So we can see our true mother, our true parents' sincere heart. What kind of mindset did he have or do they have to go this way to fulfill heaven's dream? Surely, true parents is also imagining the heavenly parents' happy smile and also the happiness or joyfulness. And our self is also same. In order to see our true parents smile, we will also go forward and to on the offer the happiness and joyfulness to our true parents. So each day is the providential or historical time period. We are just spending all the moment, but after our true parents' ascension, this day doesn't come back again, and this become the historical moment. So once again, we can recognize the importance of the each moment when we are living together with true parents physically. So let's accept or feel the deep meaning and offer the happiness and victory to our heavenly parent and true parents. So thank you for joining today's morning Hundoke. Have a great time. 감사합니다.
감사합니다. Thank you very much, Rev Yutaka, for sharing with us and for helping us, to really connect with our, Heavenly Mother and our, true Mother, the Holy Mother Han. Just looking at today's reading, so many times, the word heaven and heavenly was said. I think on every page many times, and just thinking about what it means to be heavenly. Really, basically to attend our heavenly parent should be just centered on heaven, not human-centered. So just thinking of our Heavenly Parent and what heaven means and how it's a place of unity and harmony and love and peace, and how it can be realized. You know, we're all given that precious title of heavenly, especially after we were blessed. You know, we were given the task of being heavenly tribal messiahs. I remember the other day, the other reading, where the distinction between that word shin, I think it was, or sin, meaning new or heavenly. And when it first came out, people were thinking new tribal messiah, but actually it was meant to be heavenly tribal messiah. Not that it's we're doing something new, but what we're doing is totally focusing on our heavenly parent, totally putting God first, totally investing ourselves, not thinking from our own point of view. And so we went through this process. It talked about Japan becoming the first heavenly, and then Korea the second heavenly, and then United States the third heavenly, and that we all, every nation ended up, wanting to get to that point where it could be heavenly, and then we were all then put under the one flag or one umbrella of Heavenly Parent Holy Community. They were really meant to be one world centered on God, and then describes what that process involves, how to get that unified world, that global family community. And it was through interdependence, mutual prosperity, and universal values. And they are not just the core slogan of UPF, because it's as it mentioned that family fed was the true blessing family, or the blessing of true families, or being the true family movement, and UPF being the heavenly unification movement centered on Godism, putting God first, so that they were the same thing. The internal harmony centered on the true family, and the external environment produced by all different we ended up being like 8 pillars of UPF that went into every facet of life, where interdependence, mutual prosperity, and universal values became a common theme, because it was meant, and is meant to produce lasting peace. And so just seeing how we need to change our thinking, and also in that reading there's a little bit of warning in one way, and that Korea, the chosen people, really need to unite with True Mother, the only begotten daughter, and they must fulfill its responsibility as heaven's chosen people. If not, it'll pay indemnity and drift away. And we don't want to see that drift away, because it started off with the question, why do we need heavenly unified Korea? Because it's the home of our true parents. It's the home of our heavenly parent. It's where our heavenly parent has invested his core effort, because true parents are in Korea. And it's meant to be a united nation. It only spent a few years where it was a united nation, and then the Korean War broke out, and just the other day we went with the missionaries to honor the 75 years of that time, and still Korea is divided, and it's something that we need to really support in our activities by letting people know the essence of our Heavenly Parent, and that through the blessing we can join Heavenly Parent's family. So anyway, some thoughts I was thinking today, and I hope we can really fulfill God's dream in the lifetime of our true mother, and that she can spend much more than just one day, but many, many years in a unified Korea. So anyway, thank you. Open up to anyone else who'd like to share. Go ahead. Yeah. Yes, Chris, go ahead.
Okay, I'll start us off. I found myself thinking in the very beginning, oh, it's so difficult now because we're working, everything's on the worldwide level, and we have to get these big foundations to be able to move things. And then straight away, the message came to me, no. You look back at the start, even when Israel was formed, and read the Old Testament, and they had just as many problems back then. It was just as difficult, from the very beginning. Look at America. They came with all this hope, and still, and the message was, while fallen people exist, the effort is the same. So the reverse, the extension of that is the hope is the same. The hope that God had in the beginning with all of that start is there now. It isn't diminished because we're working on the world level. The potential is still the same. So that was kind of interesting. And the second thing I realized is something that's, I never thought about before, where it said there's actually a time limit, and we have to do things before the time limit. I don't really understand why there is, but that sort of weighed on me that there's actually a time. And I was thinking, well, what does it mean? And I think maybe it's not the end, but if we don't do things by a certain time, then what happens? It jumps to the next iteration, right? So instead of 7 days, it becomes 21 and then 40. And if you're working on years, that gets pretty big. So anyway, that's my little inspirations for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Yeah.
So we have time. We can even some question, discussion, I think also can do together. So how the contents of Champmoron, is that okay? Anyway, I think content itself is maybe not so much difficult. Then we need to do how to combine together with the divine principle, because divine principle contents now current exposition is a little bit kind of 1960, so centering on only Christianity, or even target is the foreign humanity. And beginning part and ending part was not heavenly parent or even not true parents. That's why the Champumoron, this content is important. This will become the central content, and this divine principle will be added to this content or combined together. So now, Sydney side, we are preparing this educational contents, and I think later maybe we can share to our brothers and sisters and guests also. So first, really understanding of this true parents theory is important.
Mm.
Yeah. So question, well, anyway, we have to digest also some part, right?
That's put up there. Can we order copies of? Yes, Reverend Stone, go ahead.
Just following up from what Reverend Tucker just mentioned about changes in divine principle. Actually, every morning I have a condition to read a little bit of divine principle. But after hearing the Champumaron, you can really see that it's a bit dated, you know. Even some of the expressions. Yeah, definitely there needs to be some integration, you know, and changes that have to take place. But yeah, in order for Mother to complete the mission, that final version has to be fulfilled, you know. Combining DP as well as Champumaron and so on absolutely has to be completed. Yeah, anyway, just a thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I agree. I think that, and also to change it so it's not one religion centered, you know, because DP is, you know, heavy Christian, and I think it's got to be just focused on family, and that God is, you know, the God of our family, not of one particular religion, because, you know, true parents came as the culmination of all religions. So they are the Maitreya or the Buddha, or they are the way. They are the, you know, the you know, God's, you know, heart. So I think you know, that aspect of joining, you know, them both together, so it becomes, you know, really universal. Yeah, is also I think,
Yeah,
so.
also it's very much Second Advent. Very much Second Advent. Is not hardly any mention at all of the bride, you know, as you say, like, and the true parents more clearly. But yeah, definitely has to be looked at, and we have to develop the next stage. Yep.
That's why Mata is not denying the divine principle itself, because principle is principle, this never change. But the exposition of divine principle is kind of like the explanation contents of the principle. And if new guests study only divine principle, then conclusion is always Messiah or second advent of the Messiah, because that book was made like this. So we need to understand already era was changed from 1960 and now already 2025. So this should be updated.
Yeah, it's true. Yes, Chris? Yeah.
I'm just wondering I can't even remember the content now of the original Divine Principle lectures we had. Was that still centered, Christian centered? Remember those?
DP.
Yeah.
Yeah, it still had a lot of Christian Bible verses in it, but it was only focusing on the essence, which was principle of creation,
Yeah.
and focusing how that, you know, is what God's dream is sitting in. It's not sitting in the fall or the restoration part. It's just getting us back to the origin. Yeah.
Okay, don't forget the peace speeches. It's got the
Yes.
divine principle in it. No church specific,
Yeah.
no specific religion.
That's right. There's 15 or 16 of those. Yeah.
That ODP contents, which was given by Reverend Yu Jong Ok that time, but that
Yeah.
content is not the original ODP. You know, the original ODP is the Worldly Wombon,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
was written by Trifada in 1951 or 23. That the original divine principle, and that the divine ODP, which was given by Reverend Yu, is different. This just a little bit new contents was added, kind of the God is parent, all humanity are coming from God's lineage. This one was added, but more than 90% is same with the exposition. But real ODP is totally different. So I think if you can have an opportunity, maybe you can read ODP, the worldly Wombon. And this is also interesting. More targeting is not the forum people, more kind of the original contents. So this is more maybe close with Champomoron, I think.
How can we read it?
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say that Reverend Yutaka will need to help us read it.
I think there is
I haven't seen the full translation of it anywhere.
no in English translation.
I've only ever seen little bits here and there that Dr. Wilson did here and there, but I've never seen the whole thing as any sort of translation.
Maybe let me check.
Yeah.
They are in English version. Yeah, I
Come on,
think.
Reverend Yamada, there's a good 2-year project for you. Translate the original DP.
Yeah. Anyway, as the reference, we can start. But now we are going to the new era. And study content is good. And the bookcase, now they are selling this book, the Champmoron one, and the Korean epic. Next, we will go to read the Korean epic. Those books are they are selling in Champion now, and also Korean church bookshop. That's why if someone can go to Champion, maybe can buy in English, Korean, Japanese, and I'm not sure. But surely we can order from that shop. If we maybe each church or each center order directly to Korea, then they can send the book. Thank you.
Mm. Yes, thank you, everyone. It's time for us now to offer our unison prayers. So I'll just bring up the screen. There it is. All right, so let's pray together. Thank you. Jew, Jew, Jew. Thank you, everyone. Thank you again, Rev Yutaka, for sharing, and I hope everyone has a great day. And see you all again tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.
Everyone, have a good day.